Your phone is currently in your hand and you believe you are in control of it, or so it seems. But what if the truth were that someone else could silently control it without you ever even knowing it? Most people assume that hacking only occurs when you make a mistake, such as clicking on a suspicious link. However, the reality is far more dangerous than that. In today's world, zero-click attacks exist. It's 2 a.m. You are checking messages on your phone when suddenly the screen flickers. No notifications appear. No apps are open. Yet, in the background, an invisible process has already begun. Within the next 10 minutes, your entire phone falls under someone else's control. Friends, it is time to understand the true reality of mobile hacking. Mobile hacking doesn't always require a click. It can occur through 4 major methods. Number 1. Phishing attacks, involving fake links that look deceptively authentic. Number 2. Malware apps, which contain hidden malicious code embedded within seemingly normal applications. Number 3. Network attacks, involving data interception via public Wi-Fi networks. And number 4. Zero-click exploits, the most dangerous of all, which allow for a hack to occur without any user action whatsoever. Friends, imagine this. You receive a single message. You don't even open it. Yet, the system processes that message internally. And in that very moment, a vulnerability is triggered. That is precisely how the hacker gains entry. A technical breakdown. Every mobile device operates on distinct OS layers: the application layer, the system layer, and the kernel layer. A hacker doesn't launch a direct brute force attack. Instead, they search for a specific weakness. They then send a specially crafted payload, a malicious data package that confuses the system, causing the system itself to grant unauthorized access. These are the vulnerabilities that are typically fixed through software patches, but hackers often discover and exploit them before those patches are ever released. Then, a crafted data packet is sent, one that tricks the system to gain access. This is known as exploit execution. What happens after a hack? Once hacked, an attacker can listen to your calls, silently activate your camera, read your messages, extract your passwords, and most dangerously, you remain completely unaware that any of this is happening. The real impact. This isn't just theory. In numerous high-profile cases, the phones of journalists, politicians, and business people have been silently monitored without leaving a single trace. A hack doesn't happen suddenly. It is engineered, step by step, silently handing over control of your mobile device to someone else. And the mobile phone has become the world's biggest target. But do you know what the most dangerous part is? Most people simply do not understand hacking. They imagine it's as simple as a link arrived, I clicked it, and my phone got hacked. But the reality is far more complex. Every hack is a chain, an invisible chain. It passes through several distinct stages. If even a single stage fails, the hack fails. But if the chain is completed, then control is no longer yours. Stage 1. Reconnaissance. First of all, the attacker doesn't immediately hack you. They observe you. What kind of phone do you use? Android or iPhone? Which version? Which apps? This information isn't gathered directly. It is collected from social media, public data, and your online behavior. You've likely noticed this yourself. You search for something online and suddenly ads of that very same type start appearing. This isn't a coincidence. It is data collection. And for an attacker, this very data is pure gold, because an attack is never random. An attack is targeted. Stage 2. Entry point. Now the attacker looks for an entry point. Every system has a door, sometimes left open, sometimes hidden. This entry point could be an app, a file, a network, or a specific system vulnerability. What is the most common entry point? Human behavior. A moment of misplaced trust, a single click, and right there, the chain is activated. Stage 3. Exploit. Now comes the most important part, the exploit. Essentially, this means taking advantage of a system's flaws. No software is perfect. Every system contains defects. These defects are known as vulnerabilities, and an attacker actively seeks them out. Next, a piece of specially crafted data is sent to the system. Data that appears normal on the surface but secretly harbors a hidden trigger. The moment the system processes this data, control shifts without any warning or notification. Stage 4. Access. The
The attacker has now successfully breached the system. However, this initial access is typically limited. The next step is privilege escalation, the process of transforming standard access into full administrative control. This entire process remains invisible. The user continues to believe that everything is functioning normally. Stage 5. Persistence. Now arrives the most dangerous phase, persistence. Here the attacker ensures that their access remains intact even if the phone is restarted and even if the malicious application itself is deleted. It hides at a deep system-level layer, and it is at this point that the hack becomes permanent. Stage 4. Control. The attacker is no longer merely inside the system. They are now in full control. Your microphone, your camera, your messages, everything is under their command. Yet, you remain completely oblivious because this hack is not noisy. It operates in absolute silence. Stage 7. Data exfiltration. Now comes the ultimate objective. Data, your identity, your private information, everything is gradually siphoned out of the system. It is transmitted in an encrypted hidden format to ensure it remains undetected. Now for the biggest question. Why don't you realize this is happening? Because you are looking for telltale signs, but modern hacking leaves no traces behind. There is no system lag, no intrusive pop-ups. Control simply shifts silently into the attacker's hands. Friends, hacking isn't accomplished merely through tools. It is achieved through understanding. Only those who truly understand how a system functions can effectively manipulate it. And that is precisely why true hackers remain invisible. They do not step into the spotlight. Instead, they are already operating deep within the system itself.